Long ago, in the 1600s, tea debuted in the UK. This fancy beverage didn't magically appear. It came from Portugal. Catherine of Braganza, married to King Charles II, really liked tea and introduced this interesting new habit in the UK. Tea for the elite. In the early days, tea was rare and expensive, like treasure. People kept their tea in special lockboxes called tea caddies. Back then, only people like the king and queen enjoyed it. Afternoon tea parties. In the 1700s, tea became more popular, but it was still costly. Then, Anna, the Duchess of Bedford, had a brilliant idea. Afternoon tea parties. She invited her friends for tea and snacks in the afternoon, which became a stylish tradition. The tea trade. The British East India Company played a huge part in making tea famous in the UK. They established trade relations with China and brought boatloads of tea back. There were even big arguments and fights, like the Opium Wars, over tea and other trading. Tea for everyone. In the 1800s, tea became more affordable, and people from all walks of life started drinking it. Tea became a daily treat for everyone, including workers and those with a refined taste. A solution to a big problem. In the 1800s, in the UK, many people drank too much alcohol, and it caused a lot of problems. Luckily, some smart people thought tea was a better choice than alcohol. Here's why. Tea was cheaper. Tea cost less than alcohol, so more people could buy it. It was easy to find. You could find tea in many places. It was easy to buy. It had no harmful effects. Tea didn't make you sick or misbehave like alcohol. It was good for friends. People liked to meet and drink tea together. It was fun and didn't make you drunk. It was calming. Tea helped people feel calm and relaxed without alcohol. While tea did not solve all alcohol problems, it was healthier and cheaper for many. It went from being an exclusive drink to something everyone loves. And that's the short story of tea time in the UK. Enjoy your next cup of tea. In a future episode, I'll talk about different types of tea. And I'll teach you how to make a proper cup of tea. And now, let's continue with a mini story. I will tell a story by asking simple questions. I use this technique a lot in my premium courses, as it is highly effective. First, I say a phrase with information. Then I ask questions. After each question, I pause. Now it's your turn to answer. And after each pause, I'll give you the correct answer. That's how I create our story. And if you want to improve your fluency much faster, check out my premium courses at speakenglishpodcast.com/courses. There are several levels. Okay, let's start. A long time ago, In the 1600s, tea came to England from far away. Was tea brought to England recently? No, it wasn't brought recently. Tea came to England a long time ago, in the 1600s. Did tea come to England from a nearby country? No, tea didn't come from a nearby country, but from far away. When did tea come to England? In the 1700s? No, not in the 1700s. Tea came to England in the 1600s. What came to England in the 1600s? Tea. Tea came to England from far away in the 1600s. At first, only rich people could drink tea because it was costly. Could everyone drink tea at first? No, not everyone could drink tea at first. Only rich people could drink it because it was costly. Was tea affordable for everyone when it first arrived? No, tea wasn't affordable for everyone. At first, only rich people could drink it because it was costly. Could poor people drink tea when it first arrived? No, poor people couldn't drink tea when it first arrived. It was a luxury only for wealthy people because it was costly. In the 1700s, some people started having tea parties in the afternoon, and tea became more popular. Did tea parties start in the morning in the 1700s? No, they didn't start in the morning. In the 1700s, some people started having tea parties in the afternoon. When did people start having tea parties? In the 1700s, people started having tea parties in the afternoon during that time. Were coffee parties also popular in the 1700s? No, tea parties became popular in the 700s, not coffee parties. In the 1800s, tea became cheaper, and many people could buy it. Did tea remain expensive in the 1800s? No, tea did not remain expensive. In the 1800s, tea became cheaper, allowing many people to buy it. Could only a few people afford tea in the 1800s? No. In the 1800s, many people could buy tea because it became cheaper. What happened to the price of tea in the 1800s? Tea became cheaper in the 1800s. making it accessible to many people. People liked tea because it didn't make them sick like alcohol. It helped them feel calm. Did tea make people feel more anxious than alcohol? No, tea didn't make people feel more anxious. People liked it because it was not like alcohol. It helped them feel calm. Was tea popular because it had the same effects as alcohol? No. Tea was famous for its different effects from alcohol. It didn't make people sick and helped them feel calm. Great job finishing this short exercise. You're on your way to improving your speaking skills, just like in a real conversation. Today, you've seen a small sample of how questions and answers can help you. And if you're serious about learning English, get my premium courses. Visit speakenglishpodcast.com/courses. That's all for today. See you next week. Bye-bye.